Today we will discuss different types of digital modulation techniques. From the basic knowledge of digital communication, already we have studied that the first digital modulation technique we have introduced in case of digital modulation scheme, that was PCM, that means pulse code modulation. Now we will see what are the different type of techniques that we are using for modulation in case of digital modulation technique. So we can classify basic three schemes are there. One is called the ASK, the full form is amplitude shift keying. Next one is basically called the PSK, the full form is phase shift keying, and the third one is basically called FSK, that is full form is frequency shift keying. What are the basic formats in case of digital modulation scheme? We know when we are transmitting the voice signal, the voice frequency is very low frequency. That means in case of transmitter as well as the receiver, we have to use some low pass filter. And the low pass filter, we know the characteristics of the low pass filter. Low pass filter means we will transmit only the low frequency signal and we will block the high frequency signals. Now we will concentrate our discussion on this particular figure. This figure, if you see, there are three figures they have given. One is called the amplitude shift keying. Next one they have mentioned figure number B, that is the phase shift keying, and the third one, if you see, that is called the frequency shift keying. Start with this particular first figure. If you see the first figure, that is, if you see the beat pattern, that is 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1. Why this is called the amplitude shift keying? When we are getting 0, we are not getting anything. That means the blank is there. When you are getting, if you see the next pattern, that is double ones, that means the two ones are there, so we are getting the pulses. Next, again 0 is there, that means that is blank. Again another 1 is there, that means we are getting the pulses. Double zeros, that means we are not getting two intervals, 2 TB duration, we are not getting anything. Next, again we are getting 1. So this is the amplitude shift keying. Another name is there for the amplitude shift keying, that is called the on-off keying. Go to the next figure, that is the figure number B. If you see, that is the figure related to the phase shift keying. Why this is called the phase shift keying? If we see the beat pattern when you are transmitting 0, if we see the phase of this particular 0 and if we see the phase of the particular 1, you will find there is a phase changed. That means the phase is changing in this case. So for this reason, this is called the phase shift keying. Now go to the third figure. The third figure is basically called the frequency shift keying. Why this is called the frequency shift keying? Because when you are transmitting 0, if you see the frequency, and when you are transmitting 1, if you see the frequency, both the frequencies are different. So frequency changes will happen in this case. So for this reason, this is called the frequency shift keying. So again, try to basically realize these three figures. First one is amplitude shift keying. Next one is phase shift keying, and the third one is basically frequency shift keying. The next article is, they are talking about some quadrature modulation. Quadrature modulation means, if you just try to remember your analog communication syllabus, you have studied QAM, that means the quadrature amplitude modulation, and you know what is the quadrature in sense. Quadrature means the 90-degree phase differences will be there. The following design characteristics or the design parameters they have basically taken care. First one is maximum data rate. Next one is minimum probability of symbol error. Third one is minimum transmitted power. Fourth one is maximum challenge bandwidth. Fifth one is maximum resistance to interfering signals. And the sixth one is minimum circuit complexity. Maximum data rate means, in case of communication system, we are little bit bothered about the data rate. In case of communication system, we are little bit bothered about the maximum data rate. So maximum data rate means we have to transmit within a certain minimum utilization of the bandwidth. So using minimum bandwidth, we have to transmit. Our main motto is to optimize the data rate. So for this reason, the first point is maximum data rate. If you see the second point, that is called the minimum probability of symbol error. Now in the first chapter of our digital communication, we have studied about the probabilistic approach, the stochastic approaches, and then we have talked about something related to the probabilities error. This is not the only probability error, that is the probability of symbol error. Point number 3, minimum transmitted power. From the basic communication sense, we can conclude that in case of communication system, there should be some transmitted power, there should be some received power. So they are talking about the minimum transmitted power, because if the transmitted power is large, that means the power requirement should be greater in case of communication system. That is a threat for the communication system purpose. Point number 4, maximum channel bandwidth. Maximum channel bandwidth means, again we are talking about the optimization of the channel bandwidth. Point number 5, maximum resistance to interfering signals. That means to, again in case of communication system, we have to bother about the signal to noise ratio. So this 5th point is related to this signal to noise ratio. So maximum resistance means the interference of the noise will be less. 6th point, that is the minimum circuit complexity. In case of electronic circuit designing approach, our main purpose is to minimize the complexity of the circuit. So they are talking about the minimum circuit complexity. Next article is types of digital modulation techniques. Roughly you can classify the digital modulation techniques into 2 different formats. One is called the coherent digital modulation techniques and the next one is non-coherent digital modulation techniques. First one, coherent digital modulation techniques means that is a synchronous digital modulation technique. And the next one, non-coherent digital modulation technique means that is a asynchronous coherent and asynchronous digital modulation technique. So what is the definition of the coherent digital modulation techniques? If you see the book, you will find coherent digital modulation techniques are those techniques which employ coherent detection. That means the local carrier generated at the receiver is phase locked with the carrier at the transmitter. That means there should be some synchronization in case of transmitter as well as the receiver. In case of non-coherent digital modulation techniques, obviously the opposite thing will happen. That means there should be no synchronization between the transmitter as well as the receiver. So the advantage in case of non-coherent digital modulation technique is that the system, in this case, the system becomes simple. But the drawback is this of such a system is the error probability increase because no synchronization will happen in case of non-coherent digital modulation scheme. Now we will try to basically begin the topic, that is the coherent binary modulation techniques. Today we will just see the basic definition of the coherent binary digital modulation technique. That means the transmitter as well as the received clock pulses should be synchronized. Students, next class onwards, we will first try to discuss about the different types of coherent binary modulation techniques. First article will start from the next class, that is the coherent digital binary modulation technique, and the first technique we will discuss, that is the coherent binary amplitude shift keying. Another name is there, that is coherent. Another name of coherent binary amplitude shift keying is on-off keying. That's all for today. Thank you, students.